Good morning again, guys. Today our featured speaker is Pablo Velez. He's about to share some of his business and his experience and what he does for his customers. And as we go through his bio, I'm gonna ask him a few questions again about his business. So tell us about, or share with us your business name, your profession, and where you're located and for how long.
I'm Pablo Velez, Chapter 48's immigration attorney. My firm is Velez and Cipriano, PLLC. We've been in business for the last 7 years this coming May, and I'll be a licensed attorney for 10 years this coming December.
Thank you, Pablo. Please share with us previous jobs that you've managed before becoming an attorney.
A lot of odd jobs, nothing severely interesting, but when I was in college, I did intern for then Senator Bob Graham from the state of Florida, and as you can see, I didn't bother getting a haircut on picture day.
We want to also ask about your personal life. Share with us about your wonderful family, your spouse, your kids, and if you have any animals that you'd like to share with us as well.
My beautiful wife Yasmin and I will have been married 6 years this coming July. We also have a 16-month-old daughter named Ely, and we have 2 cats, Cokie and Fredo.
Pablo's a good lawyer. He's a really good lawyer. If you're an immigrant, you know, you need to come in the country, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, you can call him.
Additionally, we would like you to share about your hobbies. Tell us what your hobbies are and your activities of interest.
Well, I don't have too much time for hobbies these days, but when I do have a chance, I like to get in some reading, whether that be a book or audiobook, and I also enjoy writing.
And what is the best time you've had that you will never do again?
Best time I'd never do again? Definitely, without a doubt, Tough Mudder. This was a 12-mile obstacle course race, and as you can see, I was getting progressively dirty, but at the finish line I was greeted with a beer, so I was pretty happy about that.
Want to tell us something that nobody knows about you?
Well, I think the cat's out of the bag. I'm really into filmmaking. As a matter of fact, my crew and I have gotten several short films into film festivals. Something that I just found out about myself that I didn't know is that I actually share the same birthday with Cecil B. DeMille. Coincidence? Yeah, probably.
Oh, your favorite movie? Share that.
There's way too many to name, but one that's a consistent favorite is Shawshank Redemption. I just really like movies that have protagonists that persevere against all odds.
Tell us about your burning desire.
Burning desire, learning how to play this, but well.
And share with us your success. What makes you so successful?
Enthusiasm. There's this quote that I like to live my life by. Vince Lombardi says, if you're not fired up with enthusiasm, you will be fired with enthusiasm. Well, thank you all for coming today. I didn't expect such a big crowd. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you guys today. I'm actually here at 26 Federal Plaza with a married couple taking them for their immigration interview. Now, this is one of the more common ways to receive permanent residency here in the US, and I figured it'd be a great day to do a presentation in 10 minutes or less on how someone can become a permanent resident after marrying a US citizen and taking the process from start to finish. But before we get into that, a few housekeeping items. You never know if the Ethics Committee's watching. Also, I'm going to read the following disclaimer. The information contained herein is for information purposes only and is not legal advice or a substitute for legal counsel. This information is not intended to create, and the receipt does not constitute an attorney-client privilege. Okay, well, now that that's out of the way, let's dive in. So this is where it all starts. A couple comes meet with me. One U.S. citizen.
Hi, I'm Lynette. I'm from Cincinnati. I met Robert a few years ago, and I just fell in love with his wonderful maple syrup.
The other, the foreign national spouse.
Orale, my name is Roberto, but my friends call me Robert. I'm from Toronto, Canada. I bet you thought I was Mexican. I love Lynette because she makes the most amazing waffles.
They're coming to put their paperwork together for their immigration petition.
So Pablo, you came very highly recommended. What do we do to start the process?
So I need you to get me a medical exam in a sealed envelope. I need you to get me your last 3 years worth of federal tax returns. And outside of that, both of you have to provide copies of your passports, copies of your marriage certificate, and copies of your birth certificate. Now, these are the basics. Outside of that, we need to prove that this is a bona fide marriage. Now, what does bona fide marriage mean? To explain this further, we're going to turn to your Brooklyn real estate matchmaker, Carson Alexander.
What? No deal! Oh, hi. Carson Alexander, your Brooklyn real estate matchmaker here. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is Carson doing in Pablo's video? Well, for starters, I most certainly didn't win the golden microphone again this morning, so I'm going to take some extra time here. Number two, changing angles and characters is more stimulating visually, so it keeps the old attention span locked in. And number three, I'm married, so I know about what it would cause someone to say, those people are married! But from an immigration standpoint, it's important that couples have copies of jointly held leases or mortgages, pictures together with friends or family. You can use Facebook or Instagram. If it's time-stamped, that's even better. Copies of your health insurance cards, life insurance policies you have on each other. But don't go killing each other now. Call Steve DeAndrea. I mean, before you... Just don't kill each other. And call Steve. If you have kids, submit their birth certificates. If you have pets, take pictures with them too. You should also get affidavits from at least 2 to 3 people who can attest that you are a couple. Now, these are sworn and notarized statements, and Pablo will send you templates for these once he's retained. So, to sum all that up, any and all evidence that shows the commingling of funds and other stuff that couples would normally have or not normally have to show that they are a couple. And if that couple is thinking about, buying a property in Brooklyn or selling a property in Brooklyn or like developing property.
Thanks, Carson.
Thank you, Pablo. No, seriously, thank you. I literally just chewed up a lot of the clock with myself talking. So.
Well, giver's gain. Be well, my friend. Well, now that we have our paperwork and filing fees, time to get this in the mail.
Excuse me, Pablo, I have a question. What is the fee structure for all of this?
So the fee structure depends on the client, their background, and basically the amount of work that we'll have to be doing with their particular situation. However, the government does charge specific filing fees for the green card, the work authorization, and for the travel authorization. And those fees are $535 and $1,225.
Hey, what's that? Was that our interview appointment?
No, it's the filing receipt from immigration showing they've received our paperwork.
Oh.
By the way, did you remember to take out the trash?
I'll go do that right now.
I should have left him in Canada.
Hey, what's that? Is that our interview appointment?
No, it's your appointment to go get fingerprinted.
Oh.
By the way, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Remember to leave the toilet seat down.
Damn it. Hey, what's that? Is that our interview appointment?
No, even better. It's your work travel permit. Now you can apply for a social security card.
Now we can go on our honeymoon?
That's right. And now you can all pay for it.
Cancun, here we come.
Actually, I think we should go to Cleveland, Ohio.
I'm down. Alright, so we go into the interview next month.
We're not ready. What do we do?
You're right, we're not ready.
That's right, call me. I'll make sure the process is smooth sailing. And also, me attending your interview is included in our flat fee. Robert, Lynette, how are you?
Please stand and raise your right hand. How many pairs of shoes does she own? What is his mother's name? Where does she go for vacation? What does he like to eat for dinner? What does she like to eat for breakfast? What does he like to eat in a midnight snack? Which one of you is always right?
I am.
She is.
Good answer. Congratulations, you passed.
I'm glad it's over.
You're welcome. I'll take questions now.
So, Pablo, you've just explained to me the marriage process. Can you tell me what the K1 situation is about?
Sure, that's a great question. So the K1 fiancé visa is actually for folks who aren't yet married. So basically the way that it works is a U.S. citizen in the U.S. is sponsoring the foreign national fiancé to come in, and they have 90 days to get married. So within those 90 days, once they have a marriage certificate, they can then file for a green card.
Other than clients, who's your best referral source?
So great professional partners for us are always other attorneys, especially because if they don't do immigration, because every client calls their attorney with a problem, and if that problem happens to be an immigration question, they easily refer that over. Also business bankers, CPAs that have international clients, and basically anyone who's doing business with folks from abroad who do cross-border transactions.
Other than green card marriage clients, what other clients do you offer to work with?
Our firm could basically work with anyone who isn't a U.S. citizen. So if it's a green card holder who's becoming a citizen, someone with a work visa who wants a green card, or someone who's just here as a tourist or a student who ultimately wants a work visa, we basically work with all of these different clients, and we could advise on all immigration matters.
Yeah, so sounds good on everything, but what's your door prize?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So I'm not here today, and you would think it's really impractical for him to get a door prize, but as a matter of fact, I happen to drop this bottle of Hendrix off really early in the morning because I wanted to make sure that some lucky winner would be able to take that home today.
A bottle of Hendrix. Mazel, mazel. Good things.